thank you. KDKA was the only local TV station to interview President Trump before he went on stage. Political editor Jon Delano was able to speak with the president for several minutes on a variety of topics. Jon joins us live with his exclusive interview. Jon.
Well, that's right, Susan and Stacey. We had the opportunity just before the president spoke to this conference to ask him a couple questions. You never get a whole lot of time when you're with the President of the United States, but we certainly asked him about the energy issues, very important and obviously the subject of this conference. But I also took the opportunity to remind him about the Tree of Life tragedy that occurred a year ago this Sunday. And I wanted to ask him specifically if he felt that he and his administration and the Congress have done enough to prevent things like this from ever happening again. Let's take a listen. And I'm just wondering if you think that this administration and this Congress have done all that they could have done to prevent this kind of tragedy from ever happening again.
Well, it's a tremendous mental illness problem. Let's face it, this person was just terrible, and this is what happens. These are sick people, very, very sick people. I was here, I saw, and we all suffered together. I've never seen anything like it. It was so, and you, at the same time, you had some incredibly brave people that really stopped it.
But do you think there's more that we can do as a country to stop this, to even prevent white nationalism and the like from happening?
Yeah, and we have to stop it all. And other countries do have problems, and somehow I don't think the problems that they have, they don't get talked about the same way. But we are doing a lot to stop it. A lot does have to do with mental health. You look at so many they talk about, they've been flagged. They know they have problems, and nobody does things about it. And, you know, as an example, in the school shooting in Florida, we knew how sick that person was, meaning the police, they could have done something about it. So many different signs, but we're working very hard on it, very, very hard.
Well, again, the president's focus is on mental health. He doesn't talk about background checks. He doesn't talk about banning certain kinds of guns. Very much focused on mental health. Again, he expressed how horrific this whole event was at Tree of Life, how moved he was by his presence when he came here, talked about how he spoke with Rabbi Myers. But again, in terms of what the administration or the Congress has done, really not a whole lot since that event a year ago. Live at the Convention Center, I'm Jon Delano, KDKA News.
All right, Jon, thanks. Now